A real battle of the London derby. That you're pretty proud on the whole of the way you pushed them to the limit today.
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing, to come away with only 1 point. We went down to 10 men pretty early in the game, and that made it difficult. I felt we had a lot more of the ball when it was 11v11, and going down to 10 made it more difficult.
Yeah, and God, that really says something that you stood here disappointed against a team like that, given that they had that man advantage for so long. Does that tell you about the progress you've made? No,
I think everyone can see, where we are, what we're fighting for. I think today was, a big statement. Even though we wanted to win, there's lots of positives to take from that. How were you able to give them so many problems tactically in that first sort of 30, 40 minutes before, obviously, Caicedo got the red card? No, we worked hard. There's a lot of, analysis and, hard work from the managing staff that, sets us up the right way and wants us to, play and perform in a certain way that, he thinks will hurt them. Physically, in that midfield particularly, did it feel like a game on the edge? Looking from the sideline, it almost felt like a red card was maybe inevitable in that match. I mean, if you look at the amount of yellows there were, I thought there was, going to be one more red. There was so many. Even after Caicedo? Yeah, there was, maybe 7 or 8 players, on yellows throughout, both teams. Why do you think that was? Oh, it's a London derby. Right. Yeah. Everyone wants to win this game. Daft question. Yeah. How did you enjoy the battle in that midfield? There was a time where it was, maybe last season, unusual to see you in there, but now, look, I'm going to give you the Player of the Match award in a minute or two. So you're able to match top players and run a game now. No, I think, Arsenal, they've been at the top for the last few years. Playing them is, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. And no, their midfield is tough, but we done what we could today and tried to play our game and hurt them off the ball. Yeah. Did you get a view of the red card for Moises? No, I haven't seen it back, so no, I have no comment on that. Fine. What did the manager say at half time about reshaping you? No, he changed, the formation slightly. We knew we wasn't, going to have the ball as much, and they was going to come, and we had to, soak up the pressure and try and catch them, on the counter, which, we did a few times, but, we didn't have the final touches. Yeah, and as you said already, though, despite the disappointment, a statement performance matching them like that. Yeah, I think, I'm proud of the boys. It was, electric, here at Stamford Bridge today, and, we take a point and move forward. Well done, Reece. You are, as I said earlier, the player of the match. Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Chelsea only the second team to stop Arsenal winning in any competition since the 24th of September, with 10 men from 38 minutes onwards. I mean, he's calling it a statement result for Chelsea.
It is indeed, considering, as I said, the value of the opposition and the type of performance that the team played. Particularly, James was excellent. I think he's adapting to the position better and better. He's more comfortable. But today he had such an energy that I didn't see at the times. It was a lot of energy, a lot of quality. Very, very, very good. I think he was an example for everyone.
For him personally now, he just needs to stay fit, doesn't he? Because we know what a good player he is, and just get that run of games.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't doubt his quality. We don't doubt his football intelligence. It's just about, being able to play longer without getting injured. That is the only concern about him. And also, he's a player, as we said, we were talking with Ian before, whether I like him more as a midfielder or as a right back. I used to like him more as a right back, but now I'm reconsidering.
Interesting. And he actually took the corner for Chelsea's goal. Yeah. But before we see that, it actually came from a David Raya save, which when we look at it wasn't going in, but obviously David Wright doesn't know that at the time.
You know what, when you watch it, he kind of seems to get a little bit discombobulated, coming there, then changing his mind, so then it's kind of lost maybe the shape where the goal is, but yeah, you can see it's clearly missing there, and obviously, they score from it, but you can't really look too deeply into that simply because you can never quite tell as a goalkeeper exactly where you are. You just feel like you have to make the save, but it's good movement from Trevor Chalobah. But again, it all comes down to, as Gianfranco will attest to, the quality of the ball in.
Delivery is excellent.
Fantastic.
Absolutely excellent. Also, he's delivering in the most dangerous area. Yeah. Normally, I think there is a percentage in corner kicks the majority of the goals are scored on the first post or the nearby. There was an example.
And that was Chelsea's first corner of the game.
Yeah.
And only the second time Arsenal conceded from one in the Premier League this season.
But again, you know, even against Tottenham as well, Tottenham are not bad at them as well. Chelsea are very, very good at them. But I think the main thing with this particular game, as from the boys' point of view, is that, you know, they'll be disappointed because they did go down to 10 men and they know what it's going to take to try and finish this off. But I think with the two centre-halves missing, two new centre-halves coming in, playing against the Chelsea side, I think if it was 11 men, I think it would have been a really tough game, even tougher. I think they would have had more possession. They might have caused us more problems. But I think you take that, and you move on again, especially with the week they've had.
Yeah, as I say, they led for just 11. Mikel Merino scores some important goals, doesn't he, for us?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does, because he's got a brilliant and uncanny, not even an uncanny knack, he does that. He gets in the box. And the thing is, when he gets in there, Steve, he's finishing and he's heading, it's all on point, precise. You know, Saka does well. You know, obviously Cucurella should know he's coming back on his left foot, but it's the way that Merino, if you watch where he is there, Fofana is, for me, as a defender, central defender, he leaves him now and he's now ball watching, and like he's hoping that the ball doesn't get put into a good position instead of making sure that he's back another yard for Fofana, because another yard he's able to maybe flick it away or something. But great movement from Merino arriving into the box again. He does so well for us.
Yeah, I think Saka's ball was brilliant, first of all.
Super.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, that is the mistake so many defenders they do. They get attracted by the ball. They stop ball watching and lose the opposition who is going behind them. And it happens so often. It's such a common... If it was probably an Italian coach, he'll be fuming or something like that. A defender that loses his man in the box is not acceptable.
Is that the fine line of concentration sometimes in a big game like that? That can be the difference.
It is. But it's very, very important. It's one of the things that the Italian coaches, they're very strict on. The defender, when the ball is on the left, one eye has to be there, but the body doesn't have to be square towards the ball. You have to have the body open, and you have to be watching the ball, but above all, the opposition. It's the opposition who's going to score, not the ball. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Your man that cannot get the ball, whether the ball is delivered to the first post, the second post, or to the middle, your man doesn't have to touch the ball. Stop.
Mikel Merino's 10th goal for club and country this season. Right at the end, you were out of your chair when that ball went in.
Well, I think that with this one, it's just, you know, I'm thinking like Gyökeres is going to... Is this the Gyökeres chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, you know, he's going to... If it's me, Steve, I'm screaming so loud, anyone in front of me is going to cringe or going to drop out. That's what I've always been told. You have to shout, let them know that you're coming, because then Timber moves his head out of the way and Gyökeres just comes in and gets a clean header, free header. I'll be devastated with that. You know what I mean? He's got to let him know. He has to let him know when that's coming in. Victor Gyökeres has got to let Jura Timber know that I'm coming, because that's a massive opportunity missed.
OK, 1-1. Stay with us. Plenty more reaction from...
And Robbie Mustoe, a tempestuous game, bad-natured at times, but pretty entertaining to watch, Robbie Earl. What are you taking away from that one, then?
It was a pretty fair result in the end, I think, 1-1. I think both teams will be content without being happy. I give a lot of credit to Chelsea, because going a man down, it was a day when they've got lots of players who are good when they got possession of the ball and want to play. But it wasn't a day for that today. It was about tracking runners and winning duels and getting back behind the ball and defending their box. And I've got to say, for such a young team, I thought they did that really well. And it's something that's going to stand them in good stead moving forward. Against the best team in the Premier League right now.
Robbie, this weekend, Maresca was asked whether or not they've come further than last season, where they did begin to fall away. They were up near the top and then they fell away around this time and around Christmas. And he hinted that they were. And are you seeing that?
Yeah, I really am. I look at this in two ways, really. It's such a shame, given the 10-men situation. Moises Caicedo has got to learn some more discipline. We love him as a player. He's a ferocious midfield player that's one of the best in the world at what he does. But there's times he took it over the line today, and his teammates had a very difficult job. Arsenal brought all their attacking creativity in, midfield players, they brought Gyökeres in, they threw everything at Chelsea. And to back up what Robbie Earle said, this Chelsea team, I mean, that's impressive. That's a lot of steel there with the talent that we know that they've got. We know that they sign all this amazing young talent. They're not going anywhere, Chelsea. Chelsea are going to be around now. They're going to be a threat for this football club, for Arsenal. This is going to be a very big game in seasons to come because they're improving, they're maturing, they're getting better. They're going to be a big deal, Chelsea. And I just thought today, apart from the Caicedo thing, that was quite the gritty performance from a team that's difficult to keep that level going against Arsenal.
How much of a threat are they going to be to Arsenal this season?
I think they still carry the biggest threat. I think there's more consistency in them. I think that they...
More than Manchester City?
I would say more consistency. I still think with City, we're not quite sure what you're going to get. Against an Arsenal team today who'll be disappointed because they played against 10 men for a large period of the match. They weren't able to get it done. But this Arsenal team, a bit like the game at Sunderland, this makes me feel like, you know what, if they're not going to win, they're going to draw. They ain't going to lose too many games. And let's remember, no Saliba, no Gabriel in the starting line-off. That's the point gained.
Welcome back. So 0-0 at Stamford Bridge, but of course 10 now play 11. Chelsea with that red card for Moises Caicedo. Before we see the actual incident, Wrighty, you noticed the way he started the game right on the front foot.
He was really fired up. You know, you could see he's coming up against Zubimendi and Rice. It's a big game for him, but I think once I saw this, you know, it was really aggressive. Then I feel this here, the crowd, he's getting them going. It's a London derby. So, listen, Arsenal had a tough week. This is a culmination of a very tough week. There he is again. Very aggressive in a situation where Eze's not going nowhere. There's no danger. And then this is just... when we saw it, as soon as you saw the replay, you know, he was off. He needed to be calm. He didn't... He was really pumped up. Look, way late for the ball there. And I thought that... I know the refs made a couple of decisions to make some yellows early on, Steve, but I don't know if that's to calm it down. But like, I think maybe if he let a couple go, I still think that's a red. I still think that's a red. He changed it, of course. Well, Gianfranco's view in a moment, but he's been very busy, Anthony Taylor. As you can see, he's issued 6 cards, and as you can see, that is the most in a Premier League half so far this season. Any defence from a Chelsea point of view for Moises Caicedo, Gianfranco?
Well, I think the defence is that he was clearly going for the ball. Obviously, Merino has been good. He got rid of the ball straight away, and obviously he ended up in a bad tackle. No, it's for sure a red card, no doubts about that. The only thing I would say, maybe because it wasn't... Normally they give you the red card when the tackle is a little bit higher. There you can see he's going for the ball. The ball was, you know, delivered, and then he missed it and he went for the tackle. But obviously it was a bad challenge. You know, I'm surprised with that with him, Gianfranco, because as a midfield player playing in that area, you're going to have to go in and you're going to have to make decisions. And I think that decision, just like the Eze one, you could say, I need to back off now because there's no like benefit to me going in on him here because I'm not close enough. But that's his strength. You know, many times he goes very quickly, and that's the reason why he gets so many balls back. I mean, he's the type of player that he is, but he's not an aggressive player. I mean, he's aggressive in a sense he wants to get the ball back, but it is the first time that he's been given a red card. So it means that he's aggressive, but he's aggressive in a positive way. Let's clear up the Nkapie one on Chalobah. That was yellow, and we're all happy that's the correct decision. Well, when you saw his eye, you know that there's definitely some serious contact. When you're going up there, I saw him gesticulating that he was just using his arms to jump, and you could see it there, but I don't think that it's a deliberate one, but he's caught him. He's definitely, his elbow's caught him. You see it here, he's not looking at him, he doesn't know where he is, but his elbow's high. So, you know, that's one of those where you think... So, he's happy with yellow? No, I'm happy with the yellow. It wasn't a challenge. He didn't even look at it. He just went for the ball, and that happens all the time. When you jump, you need to use your arms to go high. OK, one really good chance at both ends. Let's chase Chelsea's first. Esteval, the man of the moment. He had a real opportunity here, didn't he? It was a great opportunity, honestly. I think... two reasons, he was on the right foot and on the left, there is one. And maybe also the challenge from the Arsenal defender. Yeah, maybe he got this turn. Yeah, that's what it was, because he was coming fast, because he's coming on his weaker foot, Steve. And, you know what I mean, he just wants to get this over and done with, really. And then you've got a player running at you. You know what I mean, it's wild.
You know what I mean? It's wild. He just needed to maybe slow down, hit the target, you know.
Well, let me tell you, on television, that's a more measured explanation from Gianfranco, because look what happened at the moment when he was watching this opportunity for Esteval. Righty unmoved, as you can see. We're kicking every ball in this big London game at the top of the Premier League.
No goals, but one big talking point here in the first half at Stamford Bridge, watched by Theo and Daniel, and that is the red card for Moises Caicedo, his first in a Chelsea shirt, but Chelsea's fourth of the season. It feels like it might be becoming a bit of a story, this. Can you mount a defence for him, Daniel?
Well, the only defence I can mount is that the referee has a good view and decides to give him a yellow card to start. When you see it slowed down, it looks nasty. We have to that angle especially looks nasty. But initially, the referee makes a decision to give him a yellow card, and I think in doing that, it is slightly re-refed it and probably, you know, gone with the VAR help. But I think if you look at it in high speed, it doesn't seem that bad of a tackle. It's when you see it slow down, it looks horrible.
So you don't think it should have been a red?
Well, I think it is a red card when you see it slow down, but that's why VAR's here. That's why it gives us the opportunity.
But we're not in the business of re-refereeing, are we?
Well, we're not, but that's the whole point of VAR, mate. You know, you've got to make decisions.
Well, he's there to see if it's a serious error, isn't it? And to clear that up.
Well, the point I'm trying to say is, mate, when you look at the challenge slowed down, it makes the referee's mind up for him. Irrelevant of what he feels in the moment, I think when you're told, go over and have a look at that screen, you go and have a look at the screen and you see that slow down, it's very hard to go, that's not a red.
I think the disappointing thing as well, though, is why is he making that tackle in that position? There's no need. He's been really hungry anyway and forward to